ladies and gents. It's really cold. Icy. Snow. My goodness. My goodness. And yet another Ed Young prediction that was, well,
Hampton Roads has a long-running high school and college sports tradition. It's time to give them the spotlight they deserve. This is 757 Sports Talk. Here are Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
I'm not happy with you. I'm pretty upset. You said we'd get no snow, and we got snow. What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, back and rewind the tapes. I said at first we'll get very little anything. Then they predicted a foot of snow. I said we'll get an inch. Then they predicted snow Armageddon. I said, okay, maybe, max 2. And that's what we got, 2 inches. No big deal. Get out and shovel. We haven't done it in a while anyways. Good exercise. We're okay. And there will be no more snow the rest of February, March. Yep, we're done with snow for our winter season. Punxsutawney Phil's coming out of the hole tomorrow, or no, whenever he is, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. And we'll have a winter. Will be over, March 21st.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Well, I'll tell you what's right is Keyshawn Davis back in the winner's circle. Ladies and gents, Norfolk's native son gets it done. Impressive performance, 12th round stoppage, final seconds of his junior welterweight bout against Jermaine Ortiz up there in New York City, Madison Square Garden on Saturday night. You didn't watch it, nor did I, but the whole community, the whole Mermaid City, Norfolk, was buzzing. The whole 757 enjoyed it because he got a lot of flack for last year missing weight. He didn't meet his weight. The former WBO lightweight champ, now 14-0, 10 knockouts, was in control of this fight, and he gets it done. And now he's trying to possibly move up. He goes from junior welterweight, going to see if he can move up in class here. Ed, we'll see. He's been calling out. He wants to see someone else in the ring, and that would be the WBO welterweight champ, Mr. Haney. Devin Haney's on his hit list now. Good job. And I think the community now, he's back in good graces after last year's slip up, if you will. It wasn't a loss in the ring, but he's 26 years of age in his prime. He's kind of the new star on the horizon, if you will, for boxing in sort of the, realm of one Sweet Pea Whitaker, the late Sweet Pea Whitaker.
I'm glad for Mr. Davis. I didn't see it either. I didn't know the fight was on. I'm not a big boxing fan, but I do like highlight boxers. What people are really known. This guy's coming up that ladder. He did have a little bit of a messed up 225 when he missed the weight for this bout, which you just don't do. And, Norfolk itself has an affinity for good boxers. You mentioned Sweet Pea Whitaker. We've had some other guys, Olympic boxers, whatever. So I understand that. I do understand why that's there. And we want to see this youngster do well. I know some people that have kind of a stake in him also. And he's changed his management. It looks like he changed a few things for the better for himself. Mm-hmm. And that's cool because sometimes what's happened in the boxing world, drugs involved, some alcohol, whatever, it's weed, or they mess up their weigh-ins or whatever. None of that was on him.
Demons and skeletons in the closet. I know what you mean, yes.
None of that was on him. He just didn't make the weight. And he's in a different weight class, and now he's still undefeated. And I think he will be a champion again and hold that belt for a while. Sometimes boxing has a little shenanigans to it like pro wrestling does. But on the other hand, I'm very, very happy for this kid, and I really hope him and his brothers who fight also will just keep going up the ladder and all get some belts. And we can claim them as our own here in the 757.
Yeah, Kelvin and Keon also boxers, and they were in attendance there with him when he walked out to the ring. So this was kind of his big moment and gets him back on the stage in the national limelight and a chance to continue to certainly shine and also improve and also evolve as a fighter. So I like the direction he's going after last year, that moment where it was uncertainty. You wonder where his career was going to go. Could it go sideways in the wrong direction? But really cool to see him get this win. And now we'll see what's next for him. He does get that opportunity. New trainer, like you said, new management team. So a lot to come in the future, it looks like, for one Keyshawn Davis of the 757 in Norfolk. Proud to rise up and get it done. We've got more coming your way here on 757 Sports Talk. We'll analyze what happened at the Australian Open. Yeah, we're going to talk some tennis in February, turning the calendar from January to February. Tennis, yeah, big matchup on the men's side as Carlos Alcaraz took down Novak Djokovic. We also have Ed's favorite buy or sell, Super Bowl edition, good move or bad move. Plus, we'll catch up with Tuscarora guard Colin Byrd, a little high school hoops conversation for all he was. He's going to play in the SWAC, his college hoops at Grambling State. It's all on the way here on 757 Sports Talk, and they're watching where, Ed?
Coba Sports TV, the best.
Hey, you! You hear me? No excuses. Don't touch my toys and don't drink my milk, or I will arrest you and send you out of the house in jail. I'm serious.
This is 757 Saturday Sports Talk. Here are Matt Hatfield and Coach Ed Young.
Get you like Mr. Whiskers, Ed, if you're not careful. You better not act up.
That cat could take off right now, and that kid has no shoes or socks to catch him.
I know, Mr. Whiskers. Something else. You and Mr. Whiskers. You know who else is something else? Carlos Alcaraz, ladies and gents. He has won yet again. He's now completed the career Grand Slam at the age of 22. This guy is in legendary status. 7 Grand Slams. He's got all 4 majors won. U.S. Open, Wimbledon, Roland Garros, the French, and now the Australian Open. Rafael Nadal had 5 at that age. Novak Djokovic and Roger Federer had 1. Those are sort of the greats in the sport. He was down. He lost the first set. I know you were watching it like I was at 3:45 a.m. Eastern Sunday morning. No, you weren't. You were coming in from after honky-tonking in the snow and the ice. But he rallied quickly, 6-2, 6-3, 7-5. And Djokovic, when he's got a firm grip on you, even at 38, it can be tough. And he came back against Yannick Sinner. All those break points he won. Sinner, who beat Alcaraz last year, if you recall, in the summertime. Look, Alcaraz right now, he is the guy in sports. He's the Michael Jordan. He's the Tiger Woods. He's the guy that has the look of the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. No, not Bret Hart, the wrestler. It's that guy, Carlos Alcaraz in tennis. He's on top of the world, and his future looks mighty, mighty bright to pass all those guys down the road if he stays healthy. And he's got a great challenger now going to be neck and neck with him in Yannick Sinner for years to come. But heck of a performance, and he's only scratching the surface of his great potential.
Yeah, he's the next one. He's going to be up there in those iconic athletes, LeBron James, Tiger Woods in the past, all the tennis guys. Yes, but he needs that. Do I want to say Robin? Every Batman needs a Robin or
Yannick Sinner. You're not paying attention. Yannick Sinner is great as well.
That's what I'm saying. That as long as that guy carries his weight too, then we're going to talk a lot about tennis down the road. If not, we won't get it. But that kid's pretty doggone good. I like the veteran guys. The youngsters got to really keep proving himself. But he's already done that. He's won enough.
But look, history was going to be made either way in the Australian Open because Djokovic was going for his 25th major. He's got the most anyway at 24. It shares it with men or women with Margaret Court. So there was history on the line either way. A lot of buzz for the Australian Open. It was a big showdown, and passing it with flying colors is Alcaraz, who's going to be the face of the sport along with Sinner for years to come. And I can see him. He's already completed the career Grand Slam. If he was American-born, we say this in NBA basketball a lot, Ed, because Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo have been the best players in the world since LeBron James has gotten older and Steph Curry's gotten older and Kevin Durant's had injuries and gotten a little bit older. But if he was American-born, this would be a bigger deal in the United States of America. But that shouldn't diminish his accomplishments before even reaching the age of 25 or 30. And his numbers and accomplishments are only going to grow and get larger and longer and even more impressive by the time he reaches those age we would expect, those ages.
And every sport needs that new young blood, good new young blood. And he is that for excitement because tennis sometimes really starving to try to get that attention. You know, guys back in the past, Jimmy Connors comes to mind, John McEnroe, guys that had personalities, good, but also had some crazy personalities, what people wanted to tune in just to see how they'd act, let alone are they going to win again. So he's that next one, and he is good. And you made a good point about in America, if you're not American born, some people kind of turn a side eye to you as being the greatest or whatever because you weren't American born. But you're right. If he's good, he's good. Don't matter where you're born. What's he doing now? He's the best.
He's the man on top. There's no doubt about it. So we'll see who's that one in the women's game. They've had different players kind of move to the forefront since Serena Williams has passed her prime, where she was the dominant force in women's tennis, whether it be Sabalenka or Rybakina or fill in the blank, whoever's been at top. But right now, Alcaraz is that guy. And Sinner's not far behind, and Sinner has beaten him. So I think that rivalry is going to develop and gain more traction as we move it along here in the world of tennis. We've got buy or sell on the way, a Super Bowl edition. Plus, we also have good move or bad move. But when we come back, Ed, we're talking high school hoops with a standout from Northern Virginia.
Yeah, you got Tuscarora guard Colin Byrd. He discusses his pledge to Grambling in the SWAC conference here on Go Sports TV. And what's he doing on his season? His kids can play. He's pretty good.
Yes, it's all coming your way right here on 757 Sports Talk. Like, share, and always subscribe. And we'll be back in just a bit. Stay tuned. You are checking it out. We have with us one of the top guards in Virginia high school basketball. He's from Tuscarora High School in Leesburg. He's committed to play his college hoops in the SWAC for Grambling State. We say hello and congrats to Colin Byrd. Colin, good to chat with you. Congrats on your commitment. Been a pretty busy time for you, an exciting time for you as well.
Yes, sir. It has been a pretty busy time, but it's everything I prayed for, everything I dreamed for. I appreciate you having me on here, and it's a blessing and an honor.
Well, it's our privilege. Now, let's talk about you for a second. Before we get to your commitment, I want you to set the record straight because I've read and seen, I've actually watched you live, watched you on film for a couple of years now, going from Paul VI to Tuscarora, helping the Huskies win a region championship and make the state playoffs a season ago and trying to get back there this year and win some hardware, region championship, state championship. I know is the goal, but you've been measured in anywhere from 6'2" to 6'4". What is your true height?
See, I like to go right in the middle. I'm like 6'3". I'm probably like 6'2", but in basketball shoes, 6'3". So in basketball, that's all that matters in basketball shoes. So 6'3".
Well, listen, that's exactly right. You play in basketball shoes. You don't play in sandals or flip flops.
Yes,
you play on the court, so that's good. I had you at 6'3" on my record, so I'm glad that
you got the right height.
What's that?
You got the right height.
There you go. Good to know. Now, your team's off to an 11-4 start, and we'll talk about your summer as well. But fill us in on this commitment. You had a bunch of different Division I schools. How many offers did you have before you made your pledge to Grambling?
So I had 8 Division I offers before I made my commitment to Grambling State.
Okay. Tell me about just the experience there, the vibe, and what made them the ultimate choice for you and to do so now.
So for me at Grambling State, it just felt like a family, felt like a home. The coaching staff there, they were amazing. Coach Pete, Coach Proctor, they were amazing. Like, they made me feel like made me feel like it was family, it was home. I mean, I know one of the players on the team, Chance Perkins. He's a guard there, freshman. He went to Highland over in Springfield. So it was just a whole family dynamic over there. Like, everybody over there felt like they knew each other. Like, while we were on our tour there, like, there was a group of families that came up to us and they said, "You got to come to Grambling. Like, it's a home here. I met my husband here." So it was just like a family dynamic there that I really wanted to be a part of. And that's what ultimately like rose Grambling above all the rest.
How do they see you fitting into what they do system-wise? And I guess their plans is to use you as like a 2-guard, I'm guessing?
Yeah, 2-guard and a point guard. So their offensive style is more fast-paced, more like spread the floor. So I feel like my ability to shoot, ability to get downhill, and ability to play defense is really going to fit in well with their system there.
Sure. What do they like most about your game?
Definitely the energy part of it. Like, my energy is really consistent throughout the game, and my shot-making ability is definitely up there too.
Yeah, last season he helped Tuscarora go 21-7, over 19 points per game, more than 4 assists and close to 4 rebounds in the last 11 games as Tuscarora got red hot and trying to get back to the state tournament this year in a tough region, which we'll chat about. But who else was in the picture besides Grambling? I know you had Fairfield, I think, was one of the offers.
Yeah, Fairfield, Norfolk State, UMass Lowell, Boston University, and UPenn. It ultimately came down to Grambling State and UPenn.
Now, since I first started covering this back in 2004, as I show my age here now, recruiting has changed for high school athletes, especially with NIL and the portal, and they're going after more JUCOs, grad transfers, players from the college level. For you, I imagine maybe this time a year ago or even longer than that, it was a little bit of a stressful, I wouldn't say panic's the right word, but how exciting was it for you, and describe it for you? Was it all those things, exciting, stressful, nerve-wracking as you went through the process? It was probably cold at first, then it got hot, then it cooled. Mm-hmm. How has this been for you, and how have you managed it and handled it all?
I mean, it's been crazy. It's been all over the place since my junior year summer. I mean, like, you feel like you have accomplished. You feel like you're at the top of the mountaintop, and then the game just shows you that, like, you're nowhere near the top. So, I mean, just continuing to keep my faith in God, continue to keep my faith in the work that I put in. I mean, it just got me to the point that I am here today. And my junior year, that's when, like, the portal craze was crazy. So, I mean, like, you just really couldn't do nothing about that. That's when coaches were really trying to take advantage of the portal. But, I mean, this year it's kind of died down a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on still, but I was able to find the opportunity right for me, and that's what it ultimately came down to.
It's awesome you've kept the faith and the confidence certainly here. Now, who have you turned to for some advice throughout the process? I imagine your family, your inner circle, your coaches like Coach Newkirk at Tuscarora. Who have you turned to and leaned on throughout this process and for advice?
I really lean on my family, obviously. I mean, I consult my dad, my mom, my brother, all their opinions. But the main people I went to was my AAU coach, Coach Chuck, at TTO National. I really kept him in my corner, and my trainer out in Manassas, his name's Coach Chauncey at MVM. I mean, I really consulted their opinions a lot, consulted their advice through the whole process. And, I mean, I praise those guys. I mean, I texted them when I committed. I let them know I finally got it done. They were just so proud of me. So.
Oh, that Coach Chauncey, is that Chauncey Beckett?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. He played at Westfield. I remember when he played. And I think he was also a trainer for Nate Mint, right? At Tennessee.
Yeah, he was training for Nate Mint. He trained Nate, Patrick Ngungba at Duke, and he also trained Chance, who's also at Grambling with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Started high limit to there. Absolutely, that's really cool. And Nate had a heck of a game in that SEC showdown that Tennessee won over Alabama on the road. Let's talk about that summertime with TTO National. You certainly opened some eyes during the VA live period up there, as I showed the dunk a moment ago that you had there in that
Island game.
You had a couple of moments. You played Petersburg pretty tough in the East Coast Live. I think it was the following week at the Henrico Sports Center, Richmond. But then with TTO National, you opened up even more eyes on the circuit there, the Made Hoop Circuit Championship game. I think you had a game winner in July. How exhilarating was that to kind of open up some eyes, not just in your little pocket of the world there in Leesburg, but and beyond the state, but nationally to kind of get some attention the way you did? And what do you chalk it up to?
I mean, it was a huge honor. I mean, like, at first, I mean, it was kind of just like a couple posts here and there. I mean, I was honored to have them. But then when it just kept coming, like, everything kept falling into place. Posts were coming, offers were coming, coaches texting me. Like, it was a huge honor. Like, I give nothing but the praise to the Lord. I mean, he always kept me by my side. He always stayed by my side through the whole process. Like, I just owe it all to God. Like, every time I try to put it into words, I really can't. I mean, it's all God, really, at the end of the day. I mean, I just stuck to his plan, stuck to everything that I've learned, and it ultimately came out right for me.
That's awesome. 2 minutes with Colin Byrd. We'll do some rapid fire. Let him go here. The Tuscarora guard, who's got his sights set on another region championship and state tournament run for the Tuscarora Huskies, 11-4 to start this season. He's committed to play his college hoops for Grambling State and the SWAC with us here on VirginiaPreps.com, Rivals and On3, as well as on our Cova Sports TV YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe. I can hear it in your voice, Colin, and when you speak here and watching you play too. You play with a lot of passion and emotion. Is that something that you really have heard from other people that have observed you play and something that you hope sets you apart from others? Because you have to love this game, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, that's really the main thing that coaches call me about. I mean, that's the first thing that they tell me is that we love your passion. We love your energy on the floor. And it looks like you have fun when you play the game. And that's ultimately what I do it for. I mean, I love playing this game. I've loved playing it since I was a toddler, shooting baskets into my little stroller. Like, I just love the game. And, like, the amount of hard work that I put into it, like, I know that, like, I deserve what I got coming from me. And a prayer that me and my dad share is that I get the fruits of my labor. So just continuing to keep that prayer in my mind, keep the faith. I mean, you really can't do nothing else but just trust it. And, I mean, the passion just comes from the love. I mean, I play in my driveway for hours on end in the summer. So just the passion and the love, I mean, it's got to come out somehow.
Yeah, some of the driveway games have gone away these days. But for you, you're far from a finished product as a basketball player. What are you consciously working on in your game and your craft and trying to improve on for the rest of this season as a senior with Tuscarora and beyond at the collegiate level?
Oh, yeah, I definitely know I'm not a finished product as a basketball player. I know I'm not perfect. I know I'm not anything near that. So definitely working on my ball handling. Obviously staying in the weight room is number one priority for me too. And, you know, just keeping my flexibility. I mean, I've really started to see that change in my game. Like, when I take more care of my body, the muscles, I feel like my game opens up a lot more, my stamina, my strides, everything about that. So definitely the weight room, ball handling, and taking care of my body is definitely the three things I'm working on right now.
Really cool, really cool. Now, you've had a couple of 30-point outings this year, I know, against some out-of-state people like Martinsburg, I think it was, Dover from Delaware. Tell me about your group right now, 11-4. Your region's going to be, I think, a bear to the finish with Broad Run, who's got a D1 pledge, and Ryan Brzezinski going to Mount St. Mary's. Heritage Leesburg just beat them handily, and that's a team that's beating you guys. It feels like you three are all pretty evenly matched, and it could be exciting in the playoffs trying to get out of the region to get to state. Tell me about what this group's made of this year.
Our group, I mean, we got a lot of talent. I mean, me, Chaz, Hayden, Drew. We got a lot of talent on the team. We also go deep with Jack Bailey and Asher. So, I mean, our group is really tight-knit. I mean, we're really starting to work on our chemistry more often because we know we have the talent, but it's really the chemistry that comes down to it and us being able to, like, trust each other. Because, I mean, I feel like we haven't got to the point where we want to be yet chemistry-wise, and we're still 11-4. So, I mean, just working on that obviously is going to be great. The other teams in our region, Heritage, I mean, I've known those kids since I started playing AAU over here in Virginia. I mean, I've known Dylan Williams, Mason Miller, Jordan Garland. I've known them forever. So just seeing the hard work that they've put in and the results that they're getting is just amazing. I mean, I'm happy to see them play. I'm not happy to see them beat us sometimes, but it is what it is. And Broad Run, I've played with Adam and Ryan in AAU in middle school. So seeing their success, I mean, obviously just brings joy to my heart. Seeing Ryan go to Mount St. Mary's, that made me so happy. I mean, that's my guy. So being able to just compete against guys that you've known since we were all like on the same level, I mean, it's just a blessing just to be able to see all the talent that's around here in Loudoun County that we're able to bring lights to it.
Really cool, really cool. And you know what? You are a student of the game. I can tell it hearing you talk, and you shouldn't like losing to those guys. You should want to beat them. You want to compete and beat them
every time.
But, yeah, no doubt. And you mentioned a couple of your teammates there, Hayden Collins, Chaz Battaglia, this group here that you have at Tuscarora. And last year, getting to states was a big deal. And you made that transition from Paul VI, which has been a factory for years and years. You mentioned Patrick Gumba, Jordan Smith's a big-time player, going to Tuskegee. I imagine you fit in, though, because you knew the guys. And you knew what Tuscarora was about because they're just a couple of years removed from losing to Hampton in a very close state championship game. So you know they're not that far off. And did you feel like, I don't know if missing piece is the right word, but you could help them get to that spot, be it either last year or this year?
I mean, obviously, when I called the coaching staff asking if I was able to come through, they obviously said I was going to be able to fit in perfectly at the point guard spot. I was able to come through, run the offense, and that's how I was able to excel our trajectory last season with our team last year. And obviously this season, I mean, I'm fitting into more of a role. Drew Dickershak, our sophomore guard, he's shocking a lot of people with his ability to get downhill, his ability to play make. So me being able to work off the ball and still be able to play on the ball is really what I'm fitting into right now. And obviously there's still growing pains with that, but yeah, obviously it's been a good fit for us.
Perfect. Now, before we let you run, you ready to play some rapid fire with us?
Sure.
Here we go. Colin Byrd, the 6'3" combo guard from Tuscarora High School, committed to play his college hoops in the SWAC for Grambling State, which, by the way, I don't know if you noticed or not, they've gotten players from Virginia before. Nigel Ribeiro from the 757 is a guy you should Google that name later on. He played at Oscar Smith and Western Branch. But all right, Colin, favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show? I'll go with Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated.
Okay, you're a Scooby-Doo guy. A favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Let's go with Space Jam. Can't go wrong with that.
You can't. I mean, listen, we showed the picture. You can fly like you're in Space Jam. Go-to song?
Go-to song? I'll go Small Town Fame by Drake.
Okay. Late night snack. What's your late night snack you're munching on?
Skittles gummies.
You're a Skittles guy. Okay.
Sure.
You can trade places with one person in the world. Who you choosing?
LeBron James. That's my guy.
LeBron. Better game winner if you could hit a 3 at the buzzer or get a steal and a breakaway dunk.
I hit a 3. I mean, I've hit a 3 before. I mean, just being able to just hit the dagger in them is amazing.
Okay. You want the dagger. All right. We'll see if you get one this postseason. I know a lot of Tuscarora fans are pulling for you to do that. NBA player you enjoy watching most, you sort of answered it's LeBron James, right?
LeBron James. But if we're going to go other than that, probably Kevin Durant or Jason Tatum.
Okay, not bad. Second and third, silver and bronze choices. 2 more for you. Best player you've gone up against?
Best player I've ever gone up against. I'll go, for me personally, is Jordan Smith in practice. I mean, like that, he's a whole different animal. I believe he's the number 1 player in the country. But if we're going to go other than that, probably I'll go Latrell on Petersburg. He's committed to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Latrell Allman from Petersburg, no doubt. He's great too. And listen, I've seen both of them in person. They're both built like grown men. I remember when Jordan was a freshman, I think that VISAA championship I covered against Chance Mallory and St. Anne's Belfield at Benedictine. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to be a monster in 2-3 years. And lastly, this might be my favorite one here. If you were to cast Coach Michael Newkirk in a movie, what would you have him play? And don't pick coach. Pick something besides coach. That's
I was going to say like a Coach Carter role. If I were to cast him in a movie, that's a good one. I'd probably cast him as like, probably like your neighborhood dad who's just like always there, always on the block, like always just able to say hello, like always just a good upbringing personality, because that's really what he is at Tuscarora.
Yeah, runs the cookout. I like it. There you go. That's Colin Byrd of Tuscarora High School, hoping to help the Huskies on a quest for another region championship and a Class 4 crowns. Very loaded in Class 4, and Tuscarora will be heard from in Class 4 before it's all said and done. Thank you so much, my friend. All the best to you. Congrats on your commitment again, and we'll talk again down the road.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me.
You bet. Colin Byrd, our guest here. It's 757 Sports Talk, VirginiaPreps.com, Rivals and On 3, and also here on COVA Sports TV. Welcome you back to 757 Sports Talk with the Coach Ed Young. I am Matthew Hatfield. I'm ready to play buy or sell. Hi out there.
I would definitely sell Hatfield. No question about it. Do I have any takers out there? Chime in and give me an offer, and I will sell this dude as soon as possible.
Here we go. Our first buy or sell Super Bowl 60 question for all of you is: a quarterback will score the first touchdown in the Super Bowl for the fourth time in 7 years. Now, it's only happened 5 times overall, Edward, but we're showing you here that it's going to happen for the fourth time in 7 years with either Sam Darnold or Drake May to get a touchdown. If you thought my intro was extra corny, we heard that Sam Darnold was hanging out with Carson Palmer, and they got a drink together. They had a Darnold Palmer. Ding, ding. All right, shake your head again.
Once again, anybody offers, show them. I mean, I know you probably don't want to pay money for them, but I'll take the best offer, quickest offer as possible.
Are you going to buy this one or sell this one? We know you want to sell me.
Sell it.
Okay.
In fact, in this Super Bowl coming up, neither quarterback will run in for a touchdown.
Okay, well, who is going to score the first touchdown, in your opinion? Do you have a guy? You know who the best odds?
Name me a receiver for Seattle.
Okay, well, the best odds is Kenneth Walker at plus 370. Receiver for Seattle, you know who it is. It's Jackson Smith and Jigba, JSN, who's plus 600. Yeah, and then after those two guys, the next guys that are had the odds, Ramondre Stevenson, the Pats running back at plus 900. Hunter Henry, the Pats tight end at plus 1,400. Stephon Diggs has got plus 1,300 for the Pats. And good value play here as you get ready to yawn over there because I'm going through all these names. You're like, Hatfield, I got time for this. Is Cooper
This will
Kupp.
be one of the boringest Super Bowls in the history of Super Bowl.
You know this is going to be a good game. So thanks for ruining this segment. As we haven't gotten to question 2, 3, or 4, or 5, and you've already said this is a boring Super Bowl. I don't totally.
My job is to tell it like it is.
Well, you do, and that's why you draw so many friends and enemies out there, more enemies than friends. But Cooper Kupp is your good value play at plus 1,200. So you're selling this. To answer all this, I'm going to sell this too. I don't think it'll be the first Super Bowl, but I will tell you this. I think Drake May has a better chance to be the one to score it than Sam Darnold to run it in, because I think he's shown more escapability and mobility in these playoffs and could be asked to do that again, especially if they get to the goal line area. Now, if the ball gets stopped at the 1 yard line, Ed, you're going to feel like a dope because one of the quarterbacks is going to probably then punch it in on a sneak.
Then I would. Hey, it ain't like I've never been wrong. Not a lot, but
it would be the 3,925th time that you've been wrong.
I know I don't want to interrupt your segment, but I'm going to. How about Seattle or New England running a kickoff back? How about our boy from Hopewell, Mr. Henderson?
Trevion Henderson. He did that, remember, in the playoff game last year for the Ohio State against Texas. You remember that? That's not – and remember Shaheed for the Seahawks. Shaheed had it in the Niners game in this divisional round. That's not bad. How you think? Ed's thinking about safeties. He's thinking about kickoff returns, special teams. He's thinking about all those things. And we're going to get to that in question number 3. I like where you're going. It would have been a great segue for question number 2, but you didn't see the script. We don't have a script because our show is unscripted. It's unscripted. It's number 2 in buy or sell. Seattle will score the game's first touchdown. They have scored first in 14 of 19 games this season. If they get the ball first, good chance of that. But Ed's thinking about this one. Ooh, who's scoring the first touchdown? Am I taking this buy or am I selling it?
I'm going to buy it.
You're going to buy it.
I'm going to buy it.
Okay. Well, generally when you buy things, it goes haywire. So I might sell. But
You are or you're not.
Seattle has gotten off to a good start. Well, I want to, because now when you take a pick of something with such certainty, it has me very leery. It has me very worried. It has me very concerned. But I actually concur with you. I do think they will score the game's first touchdown, and I will buy this. But we might have, what do you call, buyer's remorse? Yeah, we might.
Buyer's remorse.
Number 3, there will be a defensive or special teams touchdown in Super Bowl 60. There's been one in 27 of 59 Super Bowls, and Ed Young's waving the finger. He's waving, and not the middle one. He's waving the index finger, folks. 46% hit rate. He's had a lot of middle fingers waved his direction as he moves the index finger.
Buy.
Okay. Well, would you like to tell us specifically which one it'll be, defensive or special teams? And by whom?
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to learn you.
Learn me.
There will be a defensive touchdown and a special team touchdown, both.
It'll be 2? Will they be by the same team or different teams?
I'm not going to say same team. I'm just going to say both of those are going to happen in this Super Bowl.
Well, I was liking the under, but now you're making me think it's going to be an over. So you're going to buy this.
I'm buying it.
This is too obvious to take as a yes, that because of that, I will sell it. I do not think we'll get one. I think it will be in the 20s to teens for scoring, and only will be a lot of touchdowns in this game. There might be more field goals than touchdowns in this game. What do you have to say about that?
I'd agree with you on that one.
Oh, you do?
It's not going to be high scoring, and I'm telling you, it's going to be one of the lowest watched Super Bowls in the history of the Super Bowl.
Okay, so when the ratings come out that Monday and say it's the 4th most watched Super Bowl, you can't say that. Yeah,
because of the commercials. That's why I'm watching it. The new commercials.
The commercials, not the halftime show?
Not going to watch that. Who's halftime? Bad Bunny?
I think that's correct.
No. If it's
Not
Janet
fair.
Jackson, no question I'm watching.
Well, we know you watched that one.
Roger Rabbit, I'm not watching it. Or Bad Bunny, whoever he is.
Rabbit.
I don't know who the guy is at halftime.
Well, you'll join our commander-in-chief in that one. And the last two, the Super Bowl MVP will not be a quarterback. Quarterbacks won it more than half the time, 34 of 59 and 14 of the past 19 Super Bowls. Now, I will tell you one that's going to blow your mind. You already have your mind blown? Blown? You got to go back to the late 1990s with Terrell Davis in Super Bowl 32 for the Denver Broncos against the Green Bay Packers to find the last running back to get MVP. And I'm going to buy this because I don't think it'll be a quarterback. I don't think it's going to be Drake May or Sam Darnold. I think it's going to be Kenneth Walker of Seattle. And I think we're going to
just thinking of Walker. It's funny you mentioned that. Just thinking of Walker.
First time since the late 90s. Running backs don't get this award anymore. It's been receivers more times than quarterbacks. Than running backs, excuse me. Quarterbacks generally get it. But if it's not going to be Drake May or Sam Darnold who have the best odds, Jackson Smith and Jigba has a great chance. Receivers have won 8 of them. 2 in the last 7 years. Cooper Kupp, by the way, has been a Super Bowl MVP for Seattle, but not for the Seahawks. He did it for the Rams against the Bengals, if you remember, a few years back. That was the Super Bowl. I was flying back with the ODU women's team from Birmingham as the Super Bowl was going on, that Rams-Bengals Super Bowl. Defensive players have won it 10 times, but never before has a tight end, offensive lineman, kicker, or punter won Super Bowl MVP. I'd love to see a kicker get the MVP, wouldn't you? This would be your type of game. If it's 15-9 and the kicker has 5 field goals for the team, that would be Ed Young's pick for the MVP. So the question is, will it not be a quarterback, buy or sell? I'm going to buy it. Are you going to sell it or are you going to buy it?
You're buying it because I'm probably, since you're buying it, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it. That way one of us is wrong and one of us is right.
So you're going to go with either May or Darnold to get it. Okay.
And here's why. There's going to be a buildup as the buildup is already happening, of course, this week. to young May, great second year, he's come out of nowhere, done what Vrabel wanted. Here's Sam Darnold. He gets pounded on. Minnesota didn't want to extend him. They let him walk.
Yeah.
And if either one of those, whoever wins, whatever team wins, if that quarterback has completed 80% of their passes and had a touchdown or two, and the announcers are talking about him, that guy's going to get it. Now, whether he deserves it's going to be another story. But
what you just said, the defense is low scoring, boring. The defenses might not allow either quarterback to have glossy numbers. And thus, as a result, it could take a receiver, a defensive player, perhaps a kicker if he makes 3, 4, or 5 field goals to be the choice for most valuable player. That's why I'm going to buy. It won't be a quarterback for the 35th time in 60 Super Bowls. And our final buy or sell. Super Bowl 60 between Seattle and New England will require overtime. Only twice before has it happened, but they have both happened in the last 10 years, Ed. Kansas City, San Francisco back in Super Bowl 58, and New England, Atlanta. And by the way, that should be Super Bowl 56, I believe, not 58 for KC and San Francisco. I'm going to double check that. I'm sorry. That is Super Bowl 58, rather. San Francisco and KC. So that was just a couple years ago. I thought it was 56, but it is 58. KC, San Francisco, just a couple years ago. New England, Atlanta. Will this be the third one to go to OT? Buy or sell?
I don't feel an overtime in this, though. I think it'll be somewhat close. Probably a touchdown, maybe 10-point difference. I don't think it'll go overtime. I'll sell it. I don't think it is.
I'm going to sell, too. I think this game does have blowout potential, and it would be more Seattle blowing out New England. And when I say blowout, I don't mean 45-8. Although, anything's possible, I guess. Seattle did that to a Super Bowl opponent one time. Remember that one when they absolutely crushed their opposition, the Denver Broncos? But I'm going to go with the Seahawks to win probably by, 10 to 14 to 17 points, but I think it's going to be more than the 27-16, 23-13, 24-10 type of realm, maybe even 20-6 type of realm. But I don't see overtime. I don't think it's going under the wire. I don't feel that way either. So that will conclude this edition of Buy or Sell on 757 Sports Talk here on Cova Sports TV.
And now back to Matthew Hatfield and the evil basketball coach, Hatfield and Young.
And welcome you back to 757 Sports Talk on Cova Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe as Ed's bobbing his head, getting down to the music. Good move or bad move? A guy that used to be the big sideline boss for the Hokies of Virginia Tech, Ed, and that is none other than Buzz Williams. He was at Marquette. He was at Texas A&M, and then he left College Station to go to College Park in Maryland, and they're struggling right now, Ed. Oh, they are struggling mightily. Are they ever? The Terps got pounded on Sunday, so bad, in fact, Purdue had that game over before halftime. They're now 8-13, about second to third last in the Big Ten. I think they're only ahead of maybe Oregon and Penn State. He left A&M because he thought it was a better job. And look what Bucky Ball's doing at A&M. 17-4, first in the SEC. Maryland's not making the tournament. Good move or bad move for Buzz Williams to leave A&M for Maryland? I think it's a terrible move.
When he did it, I question it because Maryland doesn't have NIL money like A&M does. A&M is in the SEC. They're number one. Buzz kind of, back in the day, Larry Brown was a bounce-around guy. I think Buzz Williams kind of has that title now. It's like searching for the better job. And the coaching, do you search for more money job or a better job because of your facilities or what's affordable for you? NIL money now is bigger. It's definitely not better for Buzz Williams.
It's a bad move. So you agree. And you used to be the Larry Brown suitcase Eddie is what they used to call you back in the day when you went from Suffolk High to Norview to Pennsylvania, back to over to Green Run to Nansemond River. Now you're in Ham Country, Smithfield. How about that? And you're happy.
Well,
sometimes you're happy.
Them back days was moving up in the business. That's what it wasn't for more money. It wasn't necessarily better jobs on paper, it might have looked like one. But, once I got Nansemond River, 19 years there?
You spent a long time there, and you did have a couple college stints as well, Quinnipiac and Mount Aloysius, so I don't want to leave them out. Bless you, Gesundheit. Yeah, we took care of those. Now going back to good move or bad move here, and this one has to do with another coach, a guy you know quite well, a veteran who's been at this thing from his days at George Mason in Texas, and now he's in the SEC with the Tennessee Volunteers, and we're talking about Rick Barnes. Did you hear what he had to say after their win over Auburn on Saturday night? Well, check it out if you didn't.
At the end of the game, some of the passes that we throw, just I don't know what to say other than sometimes I wonder if my guys are betting on games. I shouldn't say that, but that's what erase that. I don't want to say that. But I just wonder what's happening. Because I know we're too good of players to do that. Was that a bad? I apologize. I shouldn't have said that, but But the fact is, we've got to get.
You shouldn't have said it, but you did. What are you doing?
What are you
doing, Rick?
You could tell he wanted to do it as a joke, and then he realized it must have been his AD in the room or somebody in the room, sports information, because this day and age, especially
did they turn white as a ghost when he did it like this, and they go, "Oh my gosh, did he just say that?" And by the way, Nate Ament, if you haven't watched Nate Ament, he's special.
Had kids accused of found guilty of throwing games and that. So I understand what he's trying to say. I kind of alluded to that myself on sometimes watching my team play, but his level.
There's been betting scandals all over the sport of basketball, college and pro lately. You gotta zip it.
Yeah, betting's not good to use as a joke right now.
No, it's not a laughing matter anymore.
Bad move.
Oh, it was a very bad move. Like I'm saying, though, if you didn't watch Tennessee Auburn, if you haven't seen Tennessee closely this year, Nate Ament, who was the Gatorade State Player of the Year in Virginia last year from Highland School, started out at Colgan, played with Team Loader on the travel circuit. He is spectacular. He's going to be a top 10 pick, lottery pick. He's tremendous. So getting him was a good move. But and by the way, they have Troy Henderson, formerly of Lancaster, two-time State Player of the Year, and John Marshall in the backcourt. Got some time at the PG to spell Jacoby Gillespie. He's done all right. But that was a bad move there by Rick Barnes. Good move bringing in Henderson and Ament. Bad move joking about that. You can't do that. Our next one in good move or bad move, men's college basketball continuing to play halves as opposed to the quarters, like the women's game, the NBA, WNBA, international basketball. It's the only one that doesn't play quarters. They play halves, and this actually was something on social media during the Arkansas-Kentucky game. Aaron Torres brought it up. 16 fouls, not even 11 minutes in the second half. Free throw shooting contest, and Chris Vanini, who we've had on the program before on the radio side of things, said they desperately need to go to quarters. I've been radicalized. Quarters take away the free throw contest. I agree with them. This is a bad move. They gotta change. Sometimes change is good. I'm not a guy that loves change. I know you don't either. But they got to change this. I don't get it. The ball needs to be advanced into the front court when you get a timeout under a minute to go. Get you some more buzzer beaters for the tournament. This is a bad move. Stop with the halves. Go to quarters, please.
Yeah, I'll say bad move. Let's go. I don't know what the reasoning was. I did a study years ago. I don't know, more time. It was quicker. I don't know, whatever it was. But I think now it's gone lag behind because everybody else is doing quarters. So let's go to quarters. College basketball once upon a time was quarters, but go back to it.
I'm glad you're in agreement with me there. Get you some water. Get you rehydrate, replenish. All right. Here we go. I know Ed's going to go bad move on this one. I got to fight him off on this one. We showed it on the ticker earlier about Amari Bailey, which, by the way, I don't know if you've been following Amari Bailey, former guard from UCLA, who we're going to get to in a second, by the way, and their grumpy sideline boss was the most miserable person on the planet, even more miserable than Ed Young. But Amari Bailey committed to DePaul. He decommitted from DePaul. He commits to UCLA. He decommits from UCLA. The guy's been everywhere under the sun. He, in fact, declared for the draft. Greensboro Swarm. He plays 10 games with the Hornets. He goes to the Long Island Nets, gets traded to the Iowa Wolves. If you've lost me by now, I've lost myself. Don't worry about it. Now he's going to try to play college basketball. And Charles Bediako, by the way, now with the Alabama Crimson Tide again after his stint in the G League. So it brings us to what I'm sure Ed's going to go off about because he just hates this. He doesn't understand it. He's going to be so mad. Good move or bad move for Bediako to leave the G League and go to the SEC and the Crimson Tide, who got absolutely thumped by the Gators on Sunday in Gainesville. as the Todd Golden, Nate Oates feud continues. 100 points on the board. Bama hit the threes, but they couldn't stop the inside game in Bediaco. They were chanting against Bediaco. What was it? I forgot what the exact chant was, but they were chanting on Bediaco. It was hilarious, some of the chants they had going against the guy. But man, oh man, Florida.
Was it that when it's some you know how people say like, who's your daddy? I think that one they were saying you're my daddy because
no, the G League dropout is what it was. G League dropout. That's what I was. I pulled up. It's G League dropout. But it's a good move or bad move. I'm going to shock you and say it's a good move, and here's why. He was not doing anything in the G League. He was not on the premises of on the verge of making the NBA. This is a good move for Bediaco. Now, is it senseless? Is it stupid that this is allowed? Absolutely. But the rule allows it, and if you're Bediaco, you can get more money out of it. Go take advantage of this silly rule. So it's actually a good move for him and for Alabama. They've been known to bend the rules in the past anyway. So what's new?
I mean, in terms of what he's doing for him, I agree. It's a good move.
Oh, wow.
The problem is the rule. They got to hurry up and close the door and lock it because you're going to have other situations soon where guys are sitting around thinking, you know what? Man, they might have played 4 or 5 years in the NBA, had a knee injury, knee is okay now, realize they got another year or 2 or 3 in college. Hey, I'm going to go back to college. Because you got people in their 20s, 30s, 40s going to college. They're not athletes, but they're going back and getting the degree because they want to. And we all applaud them like, oh, that's good. Well, now an athlete wants to go back and we say, oh, you can't. You already played pro. So you got to put a rule in. And so a rule gets in there, the door's open. I think it's kind of dumb, but for him, sure, he can go in there and get what, $2 million? Oh my God. Yes. Great move.
Okay. I'm surprised you agree with me. Wow. And then our last one has to do with Mick Cronin of UCLA, whose team was down 10 with under 2 minutes to play. This is a guy that was basically killing the Big Ten after his win over number 4 ranked Purdue earlier in January. This is what he does after his team rallies, Ed. Rallies from down 10 with under 2 minutes to go to force overtime. They get to a second overtime. Tyler Bilodeau, their stud, fouls out. And here's Mick Cronin with the post-game press conference and the reporters basically tell him to take a hike.
Yeah, when we lose, buddy, I'm not like a lot of the people in life. I see no bright spots.
The defense for the first 10 minutes was pretty solid.
Our defense was bad all night.
Points.
They missed shots. That doesn't mean it's good defense.
Guys had been playing better defensively before today.
What you were doing before today in life, Ben, doesn't matter, man. What the hell's that got to do with it? You either and today doesn't matter. We play Tuesday.
So what you did before today, Ed, doesn't matter. Those 500 wins are irrelevant for you, sir. If you got married, if you had kids, if you won the lottery, if you had awards, achievements, they mean nothing. I mean, get over yourself, Mick Cronin. I mean, listen, this guy, Mick, I'm not going to say what he is, but it rhymes with Mick. And it's not Slick, and it's not Rick, and it's not go get a stick or have a trick. He is something that rhymes with Mick. A couple of things that rhyme with Mick. You figure it out. I'm not going to say it and get censored here. But this guy is the most miserable human being on the planet. You coach at UCLA, the place that John Wooden built into a dynasty with Kareem, Lou Alcindor, and the late, great Bill Walton. Legends galore. This was on Alumni Day, and you act like the most miserable, grumpy, ungrateful human being on the planet. Get over yourself. Bad move. Grow up or get out of UCLA. Leave. If you don't like your job, leave. Please.
And that, folks, was brought to you by Matt Hatfield, not Ed Young, on a rant. Mick ain't the same Mick that I met years and years ago, 5-star camp. He's not the same guy. Becoming a head coach has hardened him. And, Mick, if you just beat Purdue, how about, you can talk a lot of negatives, but let's highlight your kids who played well, who did some good stuff. Let's do that. I don't even know who plays for UCLA because every time he's on an interview, good or bad, he never talked. The league screwed us. We're playing 5 of our first 7 on the road. We have to go back-to-back, fly cross-country, and then come right back in the middle of the week. Okay. Who plays on your team? Who's doing well? I mean,
the defense could have been so bad if they were down 10 and they got to the overtime. They had to do something right for 2 minutes. Maybe not for 32 minutes or 40 minutes, but they weren't the worst team. And by the way, he could be as bad as Oregon or Penn State or Maryland. At least they're in contention for an NCAA tournament. And they were in a Final Four just a few years ago. Was it 2021? Come on, dude.
Yeah, he's got, and you can't keep crying wolf all the time. I mean, people who are into basketball will listen to you and understand maybe some of the hardships you're doing. But if you're going to say it over and over and over and over, somebody's going to say, if you don't like it, why are you still coaching? You're making $7 million a year. Or maybe it's you. Why don't you try to fix it?
Go back to Cincinnati. You're going to get rid of Wes Miller. Leave UCLA, go to Cincinnati. Tell me how much you like life then. The weather in Cincinnati is going to be as nice as UCLA. I doubt it. The resources, I doubt it. Goodness gracious, this guy is something else.
Yeah,
but that's
Mick just, boy, he just brings the whole.
Mick rhymes with something else, and I'm not going to say it, but you can use your imagination and figure out what it is. And that's going to conclude.
Trick.
No, not the trick, but there's a couple of words that do rhyme with Mick.
I don't give out names.
He's definitely those. So that's going to do it for this episode of 757 Sports Talk. For the coach, Ed Young, I am Matthew Hatfield. We'll see you next time. Snow or no snow, right here on Cova Sports.
We're not going to see snow for a while.
Oh, please don't do that. Just stop. Stop it.